This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of RODEN versus ELLIOTT. You all have been in a relationship for 3 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've been living together about 8 months.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me why you brought your boyfriend here.
Your Honor, I'm here today because I think that my boyfriend is cheating on me with my best friend of 18 years. We've been
So your entire life?
Since kindergarten, yes, ma'am.
Do you have that awful feeling in your gut?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Woman's intuition has kicked in.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what that feels like.
Well, I mean, it's very hurtful because he treats me better than any man that I've ever had before, and our relationship is very important to me. We don't share children, but the children that I have, he takes very good care of. It's devastating because, you know, I don't want my children to lose that, and that's what would have to happen if, you know, I find out that it is true.
All right, Mr. Elliott.
She's accused you of cheating with a lifelong best friend. What do you have to say about that?
I'm here to prove my point. I mean, I'm here right here today. Just prove my love to her. I mean, you know, I've been with her for 3 years. She's done an awful lot for me. She love her kids. Her kids are most important to me, just like they my own. You know, I'm just here to, you know, just to prove that, you know, there's none of that going on. I mean, I'm here for you. I'm gonna always be here for you. And I'm just ready for it to stop.
All right, let me ask this. Okay, so that's one incident.
Okay.
But what is it that he is doing that makes you think that he is sleeping with your best friend?
I go on lunch, and I usually go to Terica's house for lunch, and I pull up at Terica's house, and both of their cars are there, and I'm like pounding on the door for like 10 minutes. Nobody comes to the door.
Okay, wait a minute.
So,
Really?
So, did you know that your boyfriend was gonna be there?
No.
I'm sure you had a conversation with somebody about that.
Well, after I banged on the door for 10 minutes, like I said, I was on lunch break. Once I get home, he's at home, and, you know, I question him about it, and he acts like he wasn't even there. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. So he's like, you know, he just parked his car there or something. You know, I'm just like, really?
all right,
So,
Mr. Elliott, your car was at Terica's house.
Yes, sir.
At lunchtime.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear her pounding on the door?
Yeah, but it wasn't no 10 minutes.
Okay.
why didn't you come to the door?
Cause, you know...
No, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, Mr. Elliott, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
I mean, the door came open. We opened the door.
And what happened when the door opened?
She kind of had that look on her like, what's going on, but you couldn't say what's going on.
the door never came open. That's what I'm confused about. The door never came open. Like, I had to leave because I had to go back to work.
Are there any other incidents?
Well, then one day I'm on my way home from work and I passed them riding in his car. So I turned around and followed them, and they were headed towards my house. We all pulled up in the driveway, and they just made it seem like, you know, they just went out to lunch and there was no big deal, and I was just crazy for even, you know, thinking something was going on. And I was like, you know, I'm not an idiot.
Did you talk to your girlfriend about this?
I mean, I had a conversation with her about it, and she was like, Leanna, you know better than that. You're my best friend. We just went to dinner, and it's nothing like that. And I'm like, well, why? How would you feel if I went to dinner with your boyfriend?
And you can't think of any reason why they would be in the car together just kind of hanging out?
No. Shortly after the dinner incident, I come home and they're just kiki and cacaing on the phone, and as soon as I walk in the door, he hangs up the phone, and I see her name on the screen, and I'm like, well, you know, what is all of that about? Oh, we're talking about lunch. We're talking about what happened at lunch, and my gut just tells me that it's something not right.
All right, and Mr. Elliott, it's your position that there's nothing going on with her best friend, Terica.
Nothing at all.
So your gut is saying, is doing this. Danger, danger. Okay, do you understand why she would feel that way?
I can see like when you said that, but sometimes it doesn't mean what you think it is.
All right. Well, you haven't given us much to think that it ain't what we think it is. Can you help us understand why it isn't what it looks like?
I bumped into her one day and I was like, hey, you know, I'm planning this. Would you help me?
Okay.
She helped me, you know, what I was looking for. And she helped me out through the whole thing. Terica, she's a great, wonderful friend. I love her just as much as she does.
It sounds like something's
All right.
afoot.
Well, in order to get to the bottom of this, the court has tracked down the best friend, Terica. Ron, would you please escort Terica into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor. Hi, could you come in, please?
What's your full name, please?
Terica Gunn,
All right, Ms. Gunn.
And you have been best friends with Ms. Roden since kindergarten.
my whole life.
What is your relationship like with Mr. Elliott?
I guess my friend, because that's my best friend's boyfriend. I know him through her. I met him through their relationship. Only way I know him is because of my best friend.
All right, so do you all talk? Do you all communicate? What's the nature of your relationship?
What do you mean, do we talk?
Do you text each other? Do you talk on the phone?
Here recently, I can say we might talk a little more than usual, but aside from that, no. When I see her, I see him. We all hang out, we all talk, we all eat together. But yes, we've talked a little more than usual, but not aside from what we've been talking about.
Okay, so have you been having an affair with Mr. Elliott?
I have not. I can't even believe I'm here about this. Can I tell a story? I just want to tell y'all what I'm here about, first of all. My best friend calls me, and she's like, girl, I think Quinn cheating with this girl. We finna get her. Guess who the hoe bag is?
Okay, so if I got this straight, your friend calls you and said, look, we're going to court because I want to find out if he's cheating, and we're going to track down this.
We had a whole situation. We got a certain girl that we come here to find out about. We had everything, and me is me now.
And she didn't tell you it was you?
No.
But you shocked.
Yes,
shocked.
yes.
Were you afraid to tell her who you thought it was?
Yes.
Why?
She's my best friend. And that's
And
my
she know
man.
I wouldn't do nothing like that.
So it's such a hard situation. It was just hard to, let her know that that's what we were coming for.
So you, in your heart of hearts, do you believe that she's
she
doing
better not.
this?
Oh,
Because I'm looking at the tears in your eyes as you talk about this. Do you believe your best friend is cheating?
I've got that gut feeling, but I don't want it to be true.
This gut feeling that you have, can you describe it?
Your stomach just feels sick, like when you see something or where you hear something, certain things happen, like the telephone calls and stuff, it just makes you feel like, I don't know how to explain it. That's the best way I can explain it.
When you look across and see them just standing there together, how does that make you feel?
Mad, uncomfortable.
Mad too.
Me too, me three.
Well,
We've been planning something, and honestly, it's kind of a hard shell because this wasn't the plan.
just put it out there, please.
Well, this was what I wanted to say right here. I was T-boned in a motorcycle wreck. This woman right here took care of me. I do everything a man's supposed to do.
But that really doesn't answer the court's question. The question is, why are you spending so much time with your girlfriend's best friend?
What is
This
that?
right here. That's why.
And we had a big plan. We
That's
were
a
planning
nice
an
ring.
engagement for her.
Oh.
But she's always thinking something's going on.
Is that a damn good reason?
That is a deal.
Yes. Those are different kind of tears. Where's the cinder block now? Is it gone?
It's gone.
All right, what you gotta say?
First, I do apologize to both of you very much, and I love both of you so much. Second, I guess one reason why I am so, like that with him is because that's the best man I ever had. I've never had somebody be as good to me as he has, and every man that I've been with has done me wrong in some kind of way.
Congratulations.
Thank
Miss
you.
Elliott, would you like to make it a moment right now?
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
It won't be any proposal out there in the world like this one.
Leanna Roden, she married me.
Yes.
This is the case of Wade versus Free. You all have been together for 10 years and actually just said I do a month ago. Miss Wade, why have you brought Mr. Free to court today?
I'm trying to find out if my husband is still seeing somebody that he had a relationship with while we were together. And I have my marriage license still. They gave me 90 days to send it in. And I don't want to fully go through if he can't tell me the truth.
So, Mr. Free, what are you here for?
I made a mistake in the past, but I'm tired of being crucified every day, every other day. And I just want to prove to this woman that I love her with all my heart, and I'm sorry for the mistakes that I've made.
Okay, Miss Wade, do you love your husband?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me why you're here today if you love him.
I'm trying to get the truth so I can go on and so I can have me back.
In order to move forward, you need some answers.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's almost killing you inside to have this uncertainty.
I pretty much feel already dead on the inside, like I have no soul.
You all have been together for 10 years. What happened to break the trust?
I was driving down the road one day and I had recognized somebody, a family friend, and I had picked her up. She was telling me that she was homeless, so me with a big heart. I told her I would take her in, and when she moved in, it went south from there.
I felt that she was giving her most of her attention to somebody else's relationship other than our own.
That's because you was too busy worried about paying more attention to her than you was to your own wife.
Are you suggesting that your husband and this friend that you let in your home got together?
Yes, Your Honor. One night, him and his brother and all the males were outside trying to get the truck unstuck. She took it up on herself to go out there. Well, they all got muddy. He come in, he got in the shower. She come on my porch, stripped butt naked, put a towel around her. Instead of her going to her room, she went to my room.
She's muddied. She's getting in the shower with your husband.
Yes, Your Honor.
No.
She
never made it.
She never made it. I was walking out of my room when she was walking in my room.
Yeah. So she was planning to get in the shower.
Yes, she had the towel wrapped around her, butt naked and everything.
Mr. Free?
To my defense, I was in the shower. I had no idea all this was going on.
That wasn't the only thing, though. She was bent over in the hallway, and he was like directly at her. And that's when I confronted him, and he was like, no, that's not true. And I've never did anything with her.
She caught me at a glance, and...
That's not a glance. That was a stare.
No.
Okay, was she naked still?
No, she had on some booty shorts.
Okay. Were you leading her on?
No, I was not leading her on.
I don't believe none of it, but...
Okay, was this the only thing that made you think they might be sleeping together?
I caught them in his mama's.
What?
One night, we had gotten to a fight, and I kept calling his phone. It would ring at first. He answered it a couple times. He declined it, and then it went straight to voicemail. And I had asked her, I said, do you need a ride home from work? She said, no, my man had me a ride.
Who is her?
Cleo.
Okay.
So come 1:30, I kept calling her. She declined her calls. So I finally made it to his mama's house, and his truck was there. When I got in there, he was at the door butt naked, and she was hiding on the side of the bed.
What did you do? I mean, really?
She broke down the door.
I froze. It's like my soul had left my body that night.
Okay, so what did you say? I mean, if I walked in and my husband's butt naked and the woman who's staying with me free is there butt naked, I'd have a conversation. What does that look like?
I was angry, but I was also hurt. And I just wanted to sit down and talk about it and see where was we gonna go.
She more woman than me, because we wouldn't have been sitting and talking.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought it was gonna go there when I caught him, but the feeling was more different. It was like, you just caught the love of your life with another woman.
You sound like you were just broken. You couldn't even do what you should have done.
Yes.
You just fell apart.
So, Mr. Free, how do you end up sleeping with your wife's friend?
She was making sexual advances to me, and I got something for her, from affection from her that I was not getting from my wife, because she
You didn't try.
She was more interested in everybody else's relationship versus our own.
She was more interested in giving you oral sex, not how we do it.
You were not getting what you wanted from your wife, so you went to your wife's friend.
I talked to my wife about showing me more affection, showing us more attention towards one another.
Nah, that's not the right kind.
All right, so the time that she walked in and caught you, was that the first time you had been with your wife's friend?
No.
How many times had you been with her?
Several times before that.
Several times, and your wife never caught you on those times?
No, Your Honor.
She didn't have any idea?
No, Your Honor, she didn't.
And this woman's up in your house living under her roof.
Yeah.
You bold.
Yeah.
Tell me she's not still there.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
So how did that transpire when you asked her to leave your premises?
He took her and dropped her off. And instead of going and dropping her off where he was supposed to take her and drop her off at, there was their meeting spot where he took her again.
Your husband takes her to wherever she's supposed to be going, and they stop and hit it again?
Yes.
For old time's sake?
Yes, Your Honor.
I did not have any other contact with her after that.
After the last time you got one for the road?
Yes, sir.
Literally.
Mr. Free was running free that night. You know, Mr. Cutler, there's a wife's side, there's a husband's side, and there's the mistress's side. Yeah. That mistress is here in this courtroom. Ron, would you escort the witness in, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, come right up to the witness stand.
Good day, how are you?
Good.
Would you state your name, please, for the court?
Cleo Everett.
Cleo Everett. Miss Everett, you are the woman that moved in with Miss Wade and Mr. Free, is that correct?
Yes.
How do you know them?
I was friends with her sister.
And Miss Wade offered her home to you?
Yes.
How do you go from taking a generous offer, I would consider, to sleeping with her husband?
It was just a bad time in my life, and I didn't care about anyone around me or anything going on. I never did anything intentionally to hurt this woman. It was just the fact that I had given up on everything.
Mr. Free has testified that you came on to him. Is that true?
Our relationship started happening over a conversation where we were talking about me not being satisfied with the person I was with. Then I received a text message asking if it was true, and that is how our relationship started.
So he pushed up on you?
He texted me over the conversation that we had playing cards in the kitchen.
And what did he say in that text?
He asked if I really wasn't being satisfied.
And you answered?
I answered yes.
And he said he could help you with that?
Yes.
How soon after that conversation or that text conversation did you all actually, did you get to test it out? Within a week? And how many times did you have sex with Mr. Free?
I can't put a number on it.
Okay. Did he ever tell you he loved you?
One time.
Did you believe him?
Yes.
Mr. Free.
Mr. Free?
Yes, Your Honor.
This young lady seems very credible to me.
Yes, ma'am.
And she says that you pushed up on her.
She made sexual advances and innuendos all the time, and she was directing them towards me.
So she said she wasn't being sexually satisfied.
Yes.
And you said you could take care of that.
I didn't know. I mean, I asked her a question.
That was a yes or no question.
Yes.
Did you know that that was a recipe for danger and that you were putting your marriage in jeopardy?
Yes, Your Honor.
I had put a tracker on his phone. The phone led back to where they were meeting up, Fire Tower. I had passed by there that afternoon, and her truck was parked right outside where they were meeting at.
So
he was there at the same time.
How long ago was this?
About 3-4 weeks ago.
And so that's one of the reasons you don't believe it's done.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want to know?
I made a fake profile, and I went catfishing, and I went messaging her, pretending to be him. That is where she started telling me all kinds about everything that happened, about her fantasizing about him. She allowed me to bring her in my house knowing that she felt that way about you. I have evidence where she was messaging.
Wait. Did you ever admit that it was you on the phone?
Afterwards, yes.
And what message did you send to Miss Everett?
I was texting her and asking her questions about what had happened, when did it happen. That's what she told me, that it happened Christmas Day. I'm trying to find out the truth because I need to get peace. I need to build me back. My babies need me.
And you're not the mother that you need to be.
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
And the fact that they had sex on Christmas Day, how do you feel about that?
That is not true.
Angry, upset. If it comes back to being that he's lying to me, I'm out of there. I'm leaving. I'm not gonna send my marriage license in. I'm packing up mine and my kids' stuff, and I'm going home to my mama where I should be, so I could build myself.
All right, so Mr. Free,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you have sex with Miss Everett on Christmas Day?
I'm 90% sure that I did not.
You're 90% sure?
I can't tell you something that I do not remember.
You don't remember having sex with her? Or
No.
What about Christmas Eve? Did you do it Christmas Eve?
It may have been Christmas Eve. It may have been after Christmas, but it was not on Christmas Day.
It was in the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So you kept giving a gift.
They kept on giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Wade, may I see your evidence there, please? Rob, would you please hand that?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a message between you and your husband's mistress.
Yes, Your Honor.
And at this point, you've told her, you've identified yourself.
No.
At that point, yes, I
Before
did.
she identified
No.
herself.
This part here, it was when I done told you who I was.
Okay.
Let me read it. It says, Miss Wade, he's still trying to tell me that y'all didn't Christmas Day. That's why I say he's still lying to me about. And the response from Miss Everett, I heard almost everything, and yes, we did. We, twice on Christmas. I know because the second time he woke me up and asked if I was ready for round 2.
See,
that's
but
another
see,
thing.
her on her side of the story, first, like when I talked to her in person, she tells me that he woke her up both times.
He did.
So is it in the message right there? You clearly said one time he woke you up, and then you say both times.
Miss Everett,
okay. Woken up.
Please, Miss Everett, are you sure
I'm
that you had
positive.
sex with him on Christmas Day?
I'm 100% sure positive. That's the only thing I got for Christmas.
That's the only thing you deserve for Christmas.
All right, Miss Wade, direct your comments to the court, please.
So, Mr. Free, on Christmas Day, twice?
No, Your Honor.
Yes.
I hope and pray your
kids-
lie detector test comes back that you're telling the truth,
Let
because
that-
if
let
not,
that
I'm
be.
gonna tie a bow
Hold
up
on.
and give it. That's what she's gonna have every year for Christmas.
Okay, so Miss...
She can have you.
Okay.
How are you?
Fine, Your Honor. How are you?
It's good to see you. You had a member of your team give Mr. Free a polygraph exam. Mr. Free was asked if he has had sexual intercourse with Miss Everett since January 2016. What was his response?
Your Honor, his response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector examination determined that he was being truthful.
But there's one last question, and it's about Christmas. Is that still a deal breaker for you?
Yeah.
All right, let's find out. Mr. Free was asked if he had had sexual intercourse with Miss Everett on Christmas Day, 2015.
That's correct, Your Honor.
What was his response?
Your Honor, his response to the question was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector test results determined that he was once again being truthful.
So then that means that she is who she is and she's never gonna change. Obviously, you said that to break us up.
All right, Miss Wade.
Miss Wade.
Miss Wade.
Miss Wade.
Miss Wade.
You just sat there and said you.
Miss Wade. All right.